Hey guys, so today I'm going to be telling you the story about the time that I went on a date with someone who slid into my Facebook DMs. I highly recommend never doing this because it didn't really end well. You know, DMs are a very tricky place. Sometimes you meet great people, sometimes you meet crazy people. Unfortunately for myself, this person was a bit too much for my liking, and as most of my stories go, things escalated very quickly. So I pulled up our conversation on Facebook. He messaged me on August 3rd and he said, "Hey, have we met before? You look super familiar." So I usually don't add people back on Facebook, even if we have mutual friends, if I don't know you. I used to do that back in like high school when everyone was like fighting to get the most amount of people on Facebook for some reason, but I stopped doing that. So I didn't respond. He sent me a request for Messenger on the 4th. I think that's kind of like automatic with Facebook, so they just want everyone to download it. I was like, "Hi, I don't believe so, but I could be wrong." He was like, "Well, either way, you came up my friends list and thought you were really pretty, so I added you. Ha 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 ha." I was like, who is this random person? I was super confused. He was like, "Haha, no problem, where are you from?" Didn't respond. Then 2 days later, he messaged me again. He was like, "Hey, so I'm gonna be honest. I think you're really pretty and I was wondering if you'd get a drink sometime." And I was like, "You're too sweet. I'd love to. I'm actually not 21 until Halloween though." So this is a while ago. I was like, "So I just have a fake." He was like, "Awesome. Haha, no worries. We could get dinner too. Could I get your number?" Gave him my number. So we talked for quite a bit. I don't remember when I stopped talking to him, to be honest. I wish I had the text. I'm using my old laptop right now, which literally has a broken screen. And I'm using my second screen, so I only have my text up until about September in this laptop, and all the other ones are on my other laptop, which is broken. So I'm a huge texter, so when it comes to getting to know people, texting is kind of the way that I do it if you aren't available to come and see me. He lived in York, Pennsylvania, so he isn't super far from me. I'm probably like 45 minutes away, but that is kind of a drive. So we just texted back and forth for probably a month or so before I went on a date with him. I was just getting to know him. He seemed really, really sweet, really normal. We Snapchatted, because that's like a thing that people do nowadays, I guess, to make communication. I don't know. I don't use Snapchat unless I'm talking to guys. And things just seemed very normal. So we finally came around to setting up a time to hang out. So he said he wanted to take me out to dinner one night, and I actually ended up bailing because I was really nervous, and I was also like, I don't know if I want to go on a date with anyone. I was suffering from the whole suicidal thoughts thing. I posted that video on YouTube basically saying goodbye probably 3 weeks before that, and then I started talking to him, so I wasn't in the greatest headspace, and I was like, I don't know if I want to drag anyone else into this. So I told my friends about how I was feeling, and they were like, "You're an idiot. It's just a date. Just go on a date with him. It's fine." I was like, okay. I didn't do dinner with him, but we ended up rescheduling and we did a gym date. Never, ever do this, because it is the most awkward experience. So I'm the type of person where through text, I'm the same person as I am in person. I may be a little shy when I first start out, but if I've been talking to you through text for like a month, that whole shyness is not going to be there because I've been talking to you through text like I would in person at that point. So I wasn't acting weird or anything like that. He was extremely awkward. So I went to his gym because my gym would have been way more of a drive for both of us. So I was like, it's fine, I'll come to you. I drove to York, Pennsylvania for this boy. Always doing the most. You can always depend on me to do the most. So I drove to York and we met up. We went to a Gold's Gym, the worst Gold's Gym that I've ever seen. I've never been to a Gold's, so it really wasn't a great first impression, but it was just like very small. They had like weird equipment and there weren't many dumbbells. It was very bizarre, but we decided that we were just gonna do, I think it was like biceps and triceps. We met in the parking lot and then we went inside together. So first thing I noticed was he was a lot shorter than I thought he was. I'm 5'9.5". He was probably like 5'8", which that's not a huge problem, but I usually do like people to be taller than me, especially since I love wearing heels. I will wear them whether you're shorter than me or taller than me. I don't care. I will just wear them because I enjoy wearing them. I could not care less. But I just noticed right off the bat that he was like a lot shorter than he looked in photos. He's a really, really long torso, so when he'd send me snaps, it looked like he was like 6 feet tall. And I'd never asked him because he just looked tall, so I just never brought it up. But he was like cute. He looks just like his photo. Wasn't an issue. He had like a Pennsylvania accent. He drove a truck. I was not surprised. These are the guys I go for some reason. I don't know why. I need to stop. So we went into the gym. He took his pre-workout, which is ironic now because we were only at the gym probably for like 40 minutes. And if you know me, I have never been at the gym for 40 minutes. I'm there for like an hour and a half or more. And I also don't like working out with people. So I don't know why I decided it would be a good idea to do a gym date with a boy. So we went in, he took his pre-workout. He was being really, really awkward and very quiet. We like signed like the guest day pass, and then we started lifting. The problem with the gym date is that you can't really have a conversation. So like we were doing like bicep curls, and then we did like tricep rope push down. I showed him some of my favorite bicep exercises. He showed me some of his favorite tricep exercises. The whole thing was so weird, so I'm so glad it was short. So then we're in the parking lot and we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do now. So we decided we're gonna do Chipotle because what else? He was like, do you want to drive in my truck or do you want to just like meet me there? And I was like, I'll just meet you there, because the issue that I was worried about was if we didn't click while we were eating, then I would awkwardly have to sit in the truck with him while driving back to my car. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm not so great in awkward situations. Just makes me uncomfortable. So I was like, let's just avoid that. So I was like, I'll meet you there. So I went to Chipotle, got food, sat down, started talking. Wasn't weird at all. So I was like, thank the Lord, like, because I was so worried when we were at the gym, because I was like, this is so unbelievably awkward. And like, I knew the situation wasn't helping it, but I was also like, I'm being myself. Is this him being himself? Because if so, this is not gonna work, because he just was not talking. So he was being really sweet. He was being a gentleman. He like pulled my chair out for me when we like sat down to eat and everything, which I always think is really cute because it's so unnecessary. So the fact that you're doing that, I'm flattered. So we were talking. He was telling me about real estate stuff. I was telling him about YouTube stuff, film, school, just like normal conversations, like getting to know each other. So when it was time to say goodbye to each other, this is where things got really, really weird. And I was starting to question whether or not I wanted to see him again, because I was like, I mean, I didn't feel like a major connection, but I was also like, if I go on another date, like, and it doesn't work out, then, you know, it was just another date. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Haven't wasted anyone's time. Just want to see if maybe we just didn't spend enough time together. Maybe do something besides the gym. Went to say goodbye. He hugged me, and then he gave me this weird like kiss on the cheek thing. I like laughed. He was like, can I see you again? And I was like, yeah, sure, like just like text me and we can like figure something out. And he was like, okay, like I just like, I really like you, like it'd be so chill to like have you as my girlfriend, like would you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like in the future, like now? I'm like a bit confused. He was like, no, like do you like want to be my girlfriend? I was like, oh, like I don't quite know like what I'm looking for right now, so you know, I don't want to like rush into anything. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, well I'll text you about when we can like go do dinner or something. And I was like, okay. And I like run into my car and I like start the engine and I'm like trying to leave as fast as possible, and then he knocks on my window and I roll down the window, and then he gives me the most awkward kiss I've ever had. Number one, because it's through, like I'm here sitting in my seat and he's like outside of my car. Really just bad move on his part. Worst kiss, too much tongue. He was like eating my face. I had my eyes open because I was so uncomfortable, just kind of waiting for it to end. And yeah, I want to say it lasted 15 seconds. It felt like it lasted at least an entire minute, and I like was barely moving my lips because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, your mouth is literally just on my face. I can't, if I move my lips, what's the point? Are you gonna feel it? Because you're eating me right now. So I roll up my window and I like book it out of there. So he texts me later when I'm like working on a group project for film at my apartment with my partner, and he was just like, yeah, like I had like a great time, like I would love to do like dinner on Tuesday or something like that. And I was like, yeah, like I'll see. So at this point, I'm kind of on the fence about the whole situation because the girlfriend thing freaked me out, because that was the first time I'd met him and we'd only talked for a month. And even though we talked like every day, when I say every day, I don't mean all day, every day. I just mean we talked at least once every day. So I was really confused as to why he would ask me something like that. I have a past of having guys that get attached to me very, very quickly, and it like freaks me out. I just can't do it, which is why I don't really do relationships, because the commitment thing is like very scary to me, and I just get people who everything just goes way too fast and I don't know how to slow it down. I was like, I don't know if I want to see him again, but like maybe, like I was like, let me sleep on it. So I sleep on it, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I can't do this. He like sends me a meme or something like that, and I was like, ha, this is funny. So I gotta talk to you about something. And I like let him down very easily. I was like, you know, I don't feel a connection. You seem like a great guy, there's nothing wrong with you. I just don't think I like get that chemistry that you get, and I don't want to lead you on going on another date because I don't think this is really going to go anywhere. So he got butthurt very quickly, which I wasn't really expecting, because the way that I went into the conversation, I thought it was letting him down easily. Apparently not. He was like, I don't understand, like I thought you were having a great time, why would you do this? And I was like, I mean, I was having a great time, I just didn't feel the connection there personally, you know, and I think you did, and I don't want to lead you on because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that point. So like, I'm sorry. Like I just kept apologizing over and over and over again because I felt so bad, but I was also like, we haven't been talking that long and it was just one date, so I just didn't understand how he was so attached to me. I like personally couldn't relate, but I was also trying to be empathetic, and he just kept getting angrier and angrier, and I was like, I don't know how to like respond to this, because I thought I was being a completely sane person in the way that I was texting him. Basically, he was like, I mean, I don't know if that's true because like you kissed me first, so I don't understand why you would do that. I was like, technically I didn't kiss you first, you kissed me first, but either way it doesn't really matter, that doesn't change anything. And he was like, well, what do you mean like you didn't connect with me? And I was like, oh, I don't know, our conversation was great, I just didn't feel like that emotional connection, and I don't think I'm going to, because that's something I feel right off the bat. I either feel it or I don't, and I just didn't feel it with you. And he was like, I mean, like I have Asperger's, so maybe that's what it is. And I was like, no, I don't think so, because my best buddy in high school had Asperger's and we got along great, and I never had any issues with communication. Obviously everyone's different, but I don't think that was a factor. I think it's just a connection issue. And he was like, no, like I think you're basically just saying that you couldn't connect with me because I had Asperger's. So I was like, I like told him, I was like, I didn't know that you had Asperger's until you told me like 2 seconds ago, so no, I'm not out to get you because you have Asperger's. I'm lost. And then he basically just called me a bitch so that I wasted his time, and finished it all off by misspelling peace. He just spelled P-C-E. I have not talked to him since that conversation. He texted me on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, and then he texted me on Christmas, Merry Christmas, and he also sent me a text probably a month later in October, I think a week before my birthday, apologizing for the way that he reacted to the whole situation. And I didn't respond to that either, because it's like, there's no point in me responding because it's just going to start this all up again, and I don't really want that. So I turned my reads on so he knew that I read it. I don't know if that was a bad thing or a good thing, but I wanted him to know I at least saw the message, and that he wasn't blocked. His message basically was just like, hey, like I'm so sorry for the way that I reacted. I was going through some stuff, and my last girlfriend that I was with cheated on me and then ghosted me, so I was having issues with getting to know people, and I'm sorry that you got involved in it. And I was like, there's no point in me responding to this, because the way that he reacted was just so childish. It's like, I'm someone where I always try to be very mature, especially when it comes to relationships, because you don't know what that other person's going through, and it's also just good to just be an adult. So that's what happens when you meet people from the internet. If you guys want some more story times, please give it this thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and let me know your thoughts on him and whether or not you think it was as weird as I thought it was. But I will see you in my next video. I love you. Bye.